I had a really good feeling about this until I got here.
I'm fine.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, the #1 choice for quality entertainment since 2014. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hey, this is Darren.
Mike.
How's it going, everybody? This is episode 61 of Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yes. 1 year away from early retirement.
What is that? How?
I mean, at 62, you can start to get benefits, right?
Oh, I thought you were thinking
62 and a half. Me?
No, 62 weeks.
62
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah,
Oh.
because that's how many episodes.
Yeah.
How stupid are you?
Well, today we've got an awesome show.
We've got a big show, and I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to get to it. We have a potential new sponsor that I'm going to talk about.
You meaning a potential sponsor?
Yeah, I did some television acting that I'm very proud of, and at the end of our show, we're going to play a song I guarantee you will never forget.
And I am reluctantly allowing that to happen.
Okay.
Because
you have fought this for quite some time. But I own 50% of the stock in this company.
That's true.
Yeah.
So there's some bits that we do that I listen to, and they get funnier and funnier to me the more I hear them.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one of them. I want to get down to brass tacks here.
Okay.
And I want to talk about the podcast
Okay.
as a business.
Oh.
We're not doing well as a business. We're in the red, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been asking every week for people to become Patreons or patrons or whatever. Donate money to the podcast to help us keep it afloat.
We're not begging.
We're not going to beg. But what I'm telling you is Carol in finance came up and talked to us. She showed us the numbers.
Yeah.
And sadly, I think we're going to have to let Carol go. We can't afford Carol.
We can't afford the bullet to put Carol out of her misery.
No, we can't.
We can't afford the heating bill increase it would if we open the door to kick Carol out.
Yeah. So what I'm asking our fans, our loyal listeners, like 160, 200 people downloaded, I think, episode 59 or episode 60. If each one of those people gave us $1 a week, we could keep Carol. She could, she has 2 children that need to be fed.
Bernie and Dave.
Yeah, named after Dave Lay.
Exactly.
Yeah, which we're not going to get into that relationship.
No.
And I'm also going to tell you right now that Carol is fake. I'm making this all up.
Okay.
Because I don't want people...
I was going to dive deep into that.
God love her. But she keeps coming into work every day, this fake person who does our finances.
We haven't paid her
ever. No, we haven't. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
If we had a finance person, if we had an employee, we would have to let them go.
So we have multiple ways.
I know.
We have multiple ways in which people can contribute to the show.
That's true.
My favorite is the merchandise.
Yes.
But then also there's the Patreon, and we have exclusive content on the Patreon.
We do. And it's good exclusive content.
It's actually good exclusive
content.
content.
You can talk to one of our 2 patrons, and they'll tell you.
We have 3. We
have 3, but only 2 are on the level that they get the stuff.
Yeah. Well, the other guy gets a little air in there.
He gets a little something, yeah.
So, there's all these different ways. Like I said, my favorite is the merchandise because we did have merchandise at one place. We've moved to a different place. I think some of the stuff is pretty cool.
We've got really cool merchandise, and I'm going to tell you something right now. I guess I can let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
We are very, very close. The fine folks at Whompers Footlong Hot Dogs are going to start selling their merch as part of IrritableDadSyndrome.com. Pretty soon you're going to be able to get Whompers t-shirts and Whompers coffee mugs. Mike.
Thank you. I was concerned because I've seen a mock-up of the Whompers logo.
Yes.
I've heard the Whompers commercials. I was concerned as to what merchandise from Whompers would be available.
Right.
Because we've also talked about Mike and Darren plushies.
That's true.
And I was afraid you were going to say that there would be a Whompers plushie. And that's getting dangerously close to...
I don't know why we couldn't, but we haven't discussed that.
Yeah.
Anyway, go to our merchandise section, buy some stuff, help us keep this podcast on the air, and send us money every month. Thank you.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Whompers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and there is never a time when you'll hear me say no to a Whompers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dog. They're the perfect meal for any occasion. And guess what? The fine folks at Whompers are now making your eating experience even better with their brand new foot-long hot dog buns. Holy crap, these buns are delicious. They're easy to open and they don't tear down in the middle like some other crappy brands, right? Now, if you buy a pack of hot dogs, they'll throw in a pack of buns for free. And as always, get a ruler and measure it yourself. If your hot dog isn't a foot long, they'll refund your money, guaranteed. Now back to you in the studio.
I want to talk about a loyal fan.
Yeah.
Our fan, Robert Hill.
Robert Hill.
He won the Weird Al DVD contest. He sent in a review.
And we signed it.
We autographed the DVD and sent it to him. Mm-hmm. And he sent us a nice little letter, said, "Dear Irritable Dad Syndrome, thank you for the DVD. I'm a big fan of Weird Al. I already have the DVD, but this one is better because you guys signed it." How cool is that?
There you go. And
so,
he said
Robert,
his favorite part of the show is how we use the duck to quack out. So
Quacker.
Let's back up.
If Quacker got paid by the quack.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're on episode 61. We've put 61 plus hours into this. We've done there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes.
There is.
Of this thing, like editing. I mean, we joke about it, but it's a lot. I spent 4 hours editing the last episode this weekend. Partially because I wasn't working all day. Anyway, the point is, we've put a lot of stuff into this, and the thing that our biggest fan likes is a duck.
A duck.
Duck
who curses every time somebody says or.
When I think of the hardworking ducks, you've got Howard the duck,
Donald,
you've got Donald Duck,
Daffy,
you've got Daffy Duck, which is my favorite duck. You've got that mallard that weird people have on the wall in their office,
right? You've got the Affleck duck.
You got the Affleck duck. All of those ducks, have done more than Quacker.
Yeah.
All Quacker does is sit over there and keep us from getting sued.
Yeah. Which is in itself is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and then sometimes, you drop words that are so bad that we have to use the sound effect.
I have to be true to what the story is. And I have to repeat the word that I used.
Right.
To elicit the proper response.
Exactly. So, but anyway, Robert, we're glad that you like the duck. Thank you. Well, my son Jacob had another marching band competition.
Awesome.
And this one was up in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
And you'll remember a few weeks ago.
Obet's Field?
A few weeks ago, we went to Obet's Field. This time, we went to the Ohio State University. Ginormous. I mean, huge. My God. I haven't been to OSU Stadium since the 90s when I saw Billy Joel and Elton John perform together for the first time.
Yeah.
This place is awesome.
Okay.
And it was incredible. And my wife and I were driving up there to Columbus. And now the last time we were running very late. Okay. This time we were not. We had plenty of time. We're making great time. And we decided to stop and get something to eat. And while we're inside a Wendy's, my wife has her band shirt on. And then someone said, "Hey, are you a band, Mom?" And Libby's like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, my son was in this band back in the day." "Oh, that's awesome." And Libby and this total stranger are talking mom things, band and this and something else. And it was 2 minutes, 3 minutes where the lady we're talking to starts talking about at her school how he got fired for having an affair with somebody and this and that and something else. And I'm thinking, I don't even know you.
I mean... You gotta be careful with these band people,
I know. But that was weird.
Yeah,
that was totally. I'm like, well, listen, we've got to go. Yeah. By the way, my son, their team, they did not win. Out of 44 bands, they came in third place.
Wow, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty exciting. The coolest thing of the night, outside of watching my son's band play, was the OSU marching band came out and they did a tribute to Rush. Have you ever seen OSU's marching band?
No.
Okay.
No.
If you go to
I've seen Rush.
I've seen Rush. Yeah. But if you go on the YouTubes, this is the band that did a tribute to Michael Jackson once, and they formed the shape of a person doing the moonwalk.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So they're doing this tribute to Rush. They're playing songs from 2112. They spell 2112 on the field.
Oh, dude.
They spell 2112. they formed the numbers. They spelled numbers.
Yeah.
By God, I tell you, that's something cool.
The TWO. Okay.
Exactly.
So did every 40-plus-year-old bald fat man stand up screaming, and everybody else in the thing was looking at each other like, "What the hell is this band?"
Well, the stadium was full of all these dads. You know,
oh, they're going crazy.
You know, and we're losing our minds for this. And then they spelled out the word Rush.
Yeah.
Then they did a thing where they formed the shape of Geddy Lee holding his bass on the field.
Okay.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Then they made a thing where there's a kick drum in the middle of the field formed by band members. And then someone's like shaped in the body and someone's hitting a hi-hat. And then they're like, that's Neil, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they played XYZ, Limelight.
Okay.
They did Tom Sawyer.
Wow.
They did like 5 or 6 Rush songs. And all these dads are losing their absolute mind.
Wow.
And it was very, 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 very cool.
That's
and
awesome.
I can't recommend enough, if you get an opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's even if you don't like football or college football, go to OSU and watch the Ohio State Marching Band.
Okay.
It's insane.
All right. I have to check that out.
One other cool thing that happened.
And if you don't like Rush, turn this podcast off and leave. You're not welcome here.
There's no point. Libby bought some nachos, and there was a little kid sitting in front of us.
Did she wipe cheese on him like your kid did to the lady before?
No, but he turned around and he stared at her the whole time.
Oh.
She would dip the nacho in the cheese, and he would drop his head, and then his eyes would go up as she moved it to her mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, have you never eaten before in your life? We're sitting behind you. I saw your dad bought you 2 hot dogs and a pretzel.
Yeah.
And cotton candy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Did a lady with attachment issues put her armpit on your leg?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, there was no contact.
So you were talking about band people. I want to talk about band people real quick. Chris Hughes left a comment on us on one of our things on Twitter. Said, I haven't listened to this episode yet.
What?
But I'm sure it's good.
Well, he's
all
banned.
their other episodes are good.
He's
and
not
that's
supposed to be
why I want to
listening
say,
to any episode.
how have you heard any of our other episodes, except for that weird week period? And that week, WEAK.
Right.
We had a week moment where we unbanned him. We felt sorry for him.
For like 3 episodes.
For 3 episodes. We felt sorry for him because he was paying us. He was a patron. We felt bad.
Yeah.
But then he screwed it up and he got banned. We still accept his money.
Yeah, gladly. We're going to keep taking his money. That's how we keep Carol on the payroll.
Yeah.
And her kids.
Well, we feed her ramen once a week, and it's up to her how much of the ramen cake
and
she gets.
Her son needs that
son
operation, so
gets it. Well, he's just not going to get it. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, he's probably listening right now, and he's probably eating this up. Because you said he likes this when we do this stuff.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. What's that got to do with the band?
He was banned.
Oh, banned. Not B-A-N-D.
No.
B-A-N-N-E-D.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
No.
Yeah.
33 1/3 revolutions per monkey is brought to you tonight by the makers of Aerowax for a shine as hard as nails.
Warning. The following segment contains language that may sound inappropriate or offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm back.
And I'm Derek.
I told you, if you haven't figured it out by now, folks, I got nothing tonight. This is Darren's driving the
train.
Mike
is letting me drive the ship.
That's right.
Erin Durbin is our neighbor. She's a big fan of the show.
Yep.
And so she was doing my wife's hair. She does hair professionally. She has a salon in the bottom of her house, or that's what she claims that she does in the bottom of her house.
Professionally, in quotes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I don't know if she did this because she thought it was funny or she's just craving attention like Chris Hughes. Mm-hmm. Either way, I can't deny that this is a great product. So she gave me a box of Meemaw's Country Kitchen cheese titties. Now let me hold on. The quacker, the cursing duck, doesn't need to get involved here.
I had a case of the cheese titties back in college.
Titties
didn't wash.
Tiddies.
Yeah,
and apparently when you call something a titty with the 2 D's, double D titties.
Double D.
That's apparently Southern for cookie.
Okay.
Now, I grew up in Virginia.
Yeah.
I lived in Virginia for 13 years, and then I lived in Tennessee for longer than that.
Yeah.
I never met anyone who called a cookie a titty. Tiddie.
Well, in England, don't they have like a speckled tit?
Those are called. There's the speckled.
It's speckled dick.
Speckled dick.
So they have speckled dick, but they have a tit over there too.
Okay. Yeah.
A tit with something on it.
Yeah. But anyway.
How the hell are we going to get through this one without quacking something?
Well, you don't have to quack titty because
it's titties. Yeah. I see it right there. There's 4 of them, which is disturbing.
Right. No, there's 1, 2, 3, 6 on the box. Learn to count.
Yeah.
Where treats and memories are made.
Okay.
Okay. And there's a phone number on the back. I don't know if we want to call or not.
We don't want to call the cheese titty line.
We don't want to call and ask them about their cheese.
Do they have a safety?
Titties.
Do they have a safety? You got to be safe with cheese titties.
You have to have a safety word.
You know what? If you have an unrestrained cheese titty out there,
Tiddie titty.
Exactly. Well, is that because it's plural? Would it be Tiddy? I would assume so. If you have singular titty?
Yeah, because the Y turns to I, and then you add ES when you pluralize. Okay. But there's 4...
Would the dog biscuit version of this be cheese teats?
I doubt it.
Does anybody say teats anymore?
No, only you. So anyway, the Meemaw's Country Kitchen also has blueberry lemon coolers and chocolate chip cookie titties. Tiddies. Okay. So, Aaron, I want to thank you for giving me these.
It's a nice box of titties.
It is. The box full of titties.
Yeah.
Tiddies.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're going to give this a go, and I'm going to throw it over to Dave. Dave, do your magic, and let's have this as our new sponsor for our show. Take it away, Dave.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Meemaw's Country Kitchen Cheese Titties, the crispy, cheesy treats you'll crave. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I love titties, especially Meemaw's Country Kitchen Cheese Titties. Baked with a rich, sweet, and cheesy flavor, you'll taste the difference when you bite into these titties. These snacks are so good, if you put one titty in your mouth, I'll guarantee you'll want more. Meemaw's Country Kitchen Cheese Titties. Ask for them by name. Now back to you, Mike and Devin.
There you go. Meemaw's Country Kitchen Cheese Titties. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lawsuit. Have you ever tried water aerobics?
You know what? No, I haven't. I always think I hurt my foot a couple years ago.
I remember
really bad, and I couldn't do anything. And I like to run, and that's how I kept from this happening to mine. It looked like now. And the doctor recommended, well, why don't you just try swimming? Mm-hmm. In the doctor's office, I had this thought, well, that's kind of taking the easy way out. And then I went to the pool and I tried swimming, and I made it about 4 or 5 feet before I was out of breath and thought I was going to drown.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. And that's just me trying to stay afloat and traverse a few feet. I can't imagine trying to do any type of aerobics in that. That would drive.
Okay. So my youngest son,
Cameron.
Yes, he swims on Tuesday and Thursday nights.
Okay.
And I was taking him, and I noticed that they do aerobics at the same time that he has his swimming lessons.
Okay.
And so I thought, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
Why don't
you go do some water aerobics?
Go over there and get off my ass, go over there and do some water aerobics.
You fat pig.
Yeah, slob. So that's what I did. I brought my swim trunks, my sexy ones.
Okay.
I shaved my back. And anyway, so I get to the pool.
Would make yourself more aerodynamic.
Exactly. And it does. I just threw the water like a dolphin.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for the aerobics class to start.
Okay.
And I'm waiting to take off my shirt because nobody needs to see this, right?
For an extended period of time.
Exactly. For a long
There's an exposure period.
There is. So a couple minutes before class, I go and I, get my towel and take off my glasses because I can't see anything without my glasses.
Okay.
Anyway, so I go out there and I see the instructor or the person who I think is the instructor. And I said, "Are you the water aerobics instructor?" She says, "Yes." I said, "Oh, okay. I'm new. I was going to sit in on class tonight." Thinking she'd go, "Oh, fantastic. Welcome. And this is what we're going to do." And she said, "Okay." Like, oh, well, okay,
Yeah.
Now,
it's like the lady was it the lady from the Crowbar when we're like, can we just walk around the store? I don't care.
Kind of, yeah. Now, I didn't think it would be easy.
Yeah.
But I had no idea it would be as hard as it was because we went into the deep end of the pool.
Oh, see.
Yeah. And they gave us these weights.
Okay.
Well, they look like They look like weights.
That sounds
They look
dangerous.
like dumbbells, but they're floaters. They're styrofoam floating.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they're like pool noodles in the shape of weights.
Okay.
And oh my God, and it's like your right arm's up, your left arm's down, and you're like you're running.
Did you have to synchronize with other people?
Well, I tried because I was in marching band, and I'm also trying to keep up with these. There's 3 ladies and me, and there's now. Listen, my father, Marvin Cox, would have spun in his grave if he saw me in a pool doing this idiotic behavior with these 3 ladies. Right? I don't have any shame or whatever because I can go and act like an idiot and look like a boob or whatever.
So
in front of other people,
in my mind, you've got water wings and a snorkel.
No,
did you have water wings and a snorkel?
I was like Martin Short because I'm really not that strong a swimmer, you know. But my God, it was tough. It was really, really tough. And the lady leading the class, she's like, "Okay, we're gonna run in place," and she goes, "Run, run, 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 run."
Lord.
She says, "We're gonna do that for 20, and then we're gonna go 10 slow." So she's like, "Run, run, 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 slow." So you know, and
could your feet touch the bottom when you were
no,
so you're running treading water basically, trying to run.
But I mean, you got the floater thingies that hold you up.
Yeah. How long did this torture last?
An hour.
Good night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And stupid me, I'm going to go back. I mean, I've got to do something.
Yeah.
You know,
you're going to be in shape.
I'm not losing any weight doing this podcast. So anyway, I'm going to go back.
Okay. So I've been going to the gym pretty regularly. I can't say that word.
It's a hard word to say.
Saying that, I mean, for the past couple of weeks.
Frequently.
Yeah. And I typically have.
Penultimately.
I typically have earbuds in and I'm listening to something very loud and angry. You know.
Right.
Today I forgot them. And I'm in there and I realized just how pathetic I sound because I could hear, instead of just hearing, you know, Maynard or somebody screaming in my ears, now I hear myself going,
yeah,
like a dog panting over there, and every once in a while a little "oh Jesus" comes out, and I would see people looking at me before, and in my mind I thought, oh, they're admiring how awesome I am. But now I know they're looking at me because they're wondering whether they need to call 911.
Well, no, in earlier episodes of this podcast, I talked about when I joined Orange Theory.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to die during Orange Theory.
Yeah.
The 20 minutes that they put us on the treadmill, honest to God, I'm like, what in the hell is their problem? Why do they hate me so much? And that was the thing. I mean, I needed something to ease me into what they did to me at Orange Theory. They were mean to me at Orange Theory.
Well, one of the things I like to do is
they were very nice.
I
couldn't stand the music at Orange Theory.
I go to Sharon Woods to run.
Okay.
In on other days.
Right.
I loved, and I have this route that I go. And there were a bunch of people I always see all through the seasons. Every season, there's some jackwad out there with a camera taking pictures of somebody with a baby or with their grandma or with somebody they're about to marry, whatever.
A jackwad.
Somebody's always a jackwad out there with the camera. And usually,
your goal is to get in the backdrop of their photos.
No, it's not. I'm very respectful. I go behind them because there's the bridges. There's always a group of people on the bridges.
Yeah.
But then there was this lady that was set up on the path. And the way the photographer was set up, the jackwad, was aiming down the path that I was coming up. And I got the, and this is an audio only podcast, but the exasperated hand that goes out and just staring at me while I'm running up.
Like, why are you on the path? I'm trying to run here, and you're...
It's a park, and it's on a running path.
Yeah.
People are going to be running on the running path.
Right.
Maybe.
Or walking.
Maybe take your fake nature picture, because the whole point is to make it look like you go outside every once in a while.
Then let me ask you, was the grass damp or muddy?
No.
Okay, then you can put your tripod.
Weekend. It was just this weekend.
Yeah, you can go on the grass.
And there were other people doing that. There was some weird thing. There was a guy with the Captain America shield. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know why he was posing with it. His fiance or whoever that was did not look amused. And so I couldn't help but think, I mean, it's not like, because, I just saw them and he had the captain, and it was a nice one with like the leather buckle. You remember when in Endgame, when he tightens?
Yeah.
It had those.
Yeah.
And it looked heavy because his wife was holding it with two hands. I was surprised that he was letting her carry it. I would carry my own Captain America shield.
Can't let her. But no, you don't get to touch the shield.
But what cracked me up and gave me the giggles all the way through the rest of my jaunt through the park was was the look of annoyance on her face that she was holding that. And then I thought, no, they drove in the car with that. And he probably didn't let her put that in the trunk. She probably had to carry that in her lap the whole way. And it's probably in a place of honor in their house. It would be here. It would be over the fireplace.
Oh, yeah.
So she probably hates that shield. So, and I'm thinking of this the whole way I'm running. I'm thinking of the conversation that he had with her when he wanted to ask her if it would be okay if they would get pictures with the Captain America shield.
It's like they're going through the divorce, and he's like, "You can't have my shield," and she says, "I don't want your shield."
But what I thought was, is it that he was like sheepishly saying, I really would like the Cap. You know what Cap means to me.
Yeah.
And I know they've moved on with the Falcon, whatever, but Cap is in my heart. And she's like, "Okay, honey, we'll bring the Captain America." Or was it they were leaving that morning, and he's like, "Get the Captain America shield. We're taking the Captain America. Yeah, we're taking the Captain America shield. What are you, a communist? Put it in the car. It's in our family photos."
Yeah.
You cover up the kid with it if you need
25 years from now, the kid's going to look through the photo album like, "Mom, why is our stepdad carrying this shield?"
They're going to be in the trailer. She's going to take a drag off of her Pall Mall. There's that shield. Oh. When you go to the park with like that and I run by, I'm going to judge you. And I'm going to come up with my own story, and I'm going to tell it on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I hope that's a listener. I hope they listen.
Yeah.
And they realize how weird. And he was smiling. He was grinning. And she was doing the
exact opposite
of smiling and grinning. Yeah.
I'm Dave Lay, and I'm proud to announce a new product that'll rock your world. The Dave Lay Jumbo-Sized Hard-Boiled Egg Slicer. That's right, George Foreman has a grill, and now I have a hard-boiled egg slicer. Don't you hate it when you have to slice hard-boiled eggs that are too big for standard-sized egg slicers? Well, now your troubles are over. The Dave Lay Jumbo-Sized Hard-Boiled Egg Slicer is guaranteed to slice any egg at any time. It's perfect for salads, and it's fun for the whole family. Go to the website and buy one now, and they'll throw in a second one for free. Why do you need 2 jumbo-sized hard-boiled egg slicers? I don't have a clue. I just read what they put in front of me. Now, back to the show.
I told you last week that it was my wife's birthday.
Yeah.
And one of the things that she wanted for her birthday was a new pair of Dansko shoes. Okay. Danskos are extremely comfortable, very durable. They're also a little pricey nursing shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
And so she said she would like to have a pair, and she told me a place here in town where I could get them. And the place is called Scrubs and Beyond.
Is it by Target?
Yeah.
Over here in VOA? Yeah.
So Scrubs and Beyond. And when you walk into Scrubs and Beyond, I'm thinking about 95% of it is Scrubs. The Beyond is shoes.
Okay.
And then there were those little things that you hang on your smock, on your scrub to put
stethoscope.
To hang your ID badge.
Oh, so a lanyard.
Yeah, a lanyard. Okay. I'm thinking they're really stretching it with the Beyond.
Yeah,
because you go to Bed Bath and Beyond, and they really got a lot of stuff in Bed Bath.
They go beyond.
They certainly do.
You get a Roomba in there.
They certainly do go beyond. I've turned into Sean Connery, Shaving Private Ryan. You say yes. What the hell's wrong with me? I'll just keep talking while you drink.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah,
that was me tapping out. Okay, go ahead.
That's all I got on Scrubs and Beyond.
Speaking of Sean Connery.
Yeah?
I had nothing. Nope. Go. He has nothing to do with William Shatner. I was going to talk about William Shatner going to space.
Yeah.
I still like to. Did you see the video of him coming back?
I did not.
With Jeff Bezos? So I saw the video on Jimmy Kimmel, and I know Jimmy Kimmel will occasionally edit video to make it look more funny.
Right.
But
did he do like unnecessary censorship?
No.
Okay.
So it shows Shatner coming down off the thing, and he's clearly very profoundly like affected by what happened to him.
Well, yeah.
And it's been on like CNN. They've had interviews with him. Like, well, you've really been. I don't know if you've seen him talking about it. He said, I looked out and I saw death. Yeah. I was like, okay.
He's
that's
90.
Interesting. He's 90.
I'm surprised it didn't kill him.
Yeah. And anyway, so he gets
I love
down,
the meme where he holds up the thing that says, "Suck it, Picard."
Yeah.
That's my favorite meme.
So he comes down off of this thing, a very profound. We sent Captain Kirk to space.
Yeah.
Comes down, Jeff Bezos pulled up in a truck or whatever with a bunch of other people. Mm-hmm. You can hear off in the background these people going, woo, woo, woo. And William Shatner is his voice is shaking. He's like that. I the most profound thing.
Yeah.
And as he's talking,
it's
Jeff
like a roller
Bezos,
coaster multiplied by a gazillion.
Jeff Bezos gives him a hug, and then he's listening to him, and then he keeps turning and looking over his shoulder at all the woo, woo. Meanwhile, Captain Kirk is about spilling out.
T.J. Hooker.
Telling his life what profound thing happened to him. And Bezos yells out, I want some. And goes off the thing, leaves William Shatner there by himself, goes over, brings over a champagne bottle, and they're pouring out champagne. And William Shatner's just kind of standing there for a very long... Now, see, this is where I think Jimmy Kimmel edited it, because he's standing there for a very long time, and then they just beamed him out. I've seen the entire video. He does eventually get to say what he wanted to say to Bezos, but I mean, I'm not one to like... I'm not an eat the rich type person. Just because somebody's like super rich, I'm not like, oh, the hell with
I
you.
understand.
I'm not that person.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, man. It's not a good look when you've got James T. Kirk came down, 90-year-old dude, wants to say something, and you're distracted by the champagne off to the side.
Yeah.
Listen to Captain Kirk.
Let Captain Kirk
let him speak.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Did he see Khan? You don't know because you weren't paying attention to him.
Last week you were talking about Walking Dead. Was it last week or the week before?
A week before, I think.
I was thinking, Libby and I are completely up to speed on Walking Dead. We're about four. I'm invested in it. I've watched it for this long. There's characters that I can't stand that I want to die.
Carol.
And then there's contestants.
Is Carol the lady? Carol's
the lady that you can't stand. Okay. Then there's people who I like, who I want to live.
Like Rick.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So
but he's not alive anymore.
There's people who I hate and there's people who I like.
Yeah.
And I'm invested. I've watched it now for the past 23 years or however long it feels like it's been on for 34 years.
So in the current cycle, are they on their way to the farmhouse? Are they there waiting to see who's the jerk? Or have they figured out who the jerk is? One of them got infected, had to be killed, probably by their daughter or their uncle.
Right.
And now they're leaving to go to the next farmhouse on a train track. Which of those cycles are they in?
It has been on for so long that I honestly, and every week Libby says, what did he do? I don't know. Who is he? I don't know. Weren't they in the thing? I don't know. And then I'm like, Libby, I don't know. I don't remember. It's been on for 34 years. Every season, 4 people die, 5 people join, somebody and then the next season, 6 people die, 8 people join, and then 7 of those die, and then one of them disappears and comes back 4 years later. Yeah. Anyway, I realized what would be good for the show that would help you enjoy it.
A plot.
Well, no, there's a plot. Although it keeps recycling. They keep doing
a new
kind
plot.
Of the same thing. Remember the Dukes of Hazzard?
Oh, yeah.
If Waylon Jennings were alive, or if we had somebody like Waylon Jennings.
Like the Duke boys are on their way to another farmhouse.
Exactly. Every time we go to commercial, the barn door opens, 500 zombies come out. How are them boys going to get out of this one? Yes.
You combine that with the hee-haw. Every once in a while, somebody jumping up with a straw hat.
Hee-haw salutes my hometown of Terminus. Population 218. Salute.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Trim Fingernail Clippers. Since 1947, the Trim brand has provided quality clippers to help make your fingernails look their absolute best. Oh, and here's a fun fact. Did you know that the Trim brand was founded in Shelton, Connecticut? It's true. Just one more reason to visit the Show Me State. Or is it the Nutmeg State? It doesn't matter. Now, back to the show.
Guess what I just started 2 nights ago? Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm back. I'm on episode 2, and I thought I would get maybe 10 minutes into the first episode. I'm full back in.
I'm going to watch it again.
Look how innocent. What's his face?
Jesse
Walt
Pinkman.
Is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Jesse. Oh, he looks like Jesse Pinkman looks like he's about 11 years old.
I know.
If you go back and you watch the first episode.
So I've talked to you about the woman who shares the office with me, my coworker.
Yeah, the one that to me it's Aunt B.
Aunt B. But she's not Aunt B. She's 20.
She crochets years old. While you're in there.
She does not crochet.
Yeah.
So
rubs her boils.
She's a kid.
Yeah.
Practically a kid compared to me. I'm 51. I think she's maybe 26.
She sits on a pillow because of the.
Andy!
She's going to break a hip.
Exactly.
Did you talk to her about Rush?
She started. Okay. Yeah, I told her about.
Did she know what that was?
She knew who Rush was. Okay. She knew more about Ohio State University than she did Rush. Okay,
it's a damn shame.
She started watching Squid Game. Okay.
Okay.
I finished Squid Game. Okay. Have you watched an episode of Squid Game?
I've seen a few minutes here and there, and I don't have any.
We watched the whole thing.
Okay.
She's
Is
6
it
or
just
7,
one season or
9 episodes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's like 6 or 7 episodes into it, and she's really digging it, and she's hooked on it. And I told her, I said,
"Is it like Saw plus the Hunger Games?" Kind of.
Okay, yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you.
No, I don't want to spoil it for you.
No. Okay, I will eventually watch it.
But my question for her is, so you won't watch Breaking Bad, but you'll watch Squid Game. And she says, well, Squid Game is 9 episodes. Breaking Bad is 6 seasons. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
There's a reason it's 6
Breaking
seasons.
Bad will fly through because it's so addictive. It's more addictive than the meth that they sell, right?
It is.
So we're talking about TV today, and then she starts talking about The Good Wife, starring Juliana Margulies and Chris Noth, and Michael J. Fox is on it, and this and that. She says, you'd really enjoy that if you watch it. And I said, I'll tell you what, I will watch The Good Wife if you watch Breaking Bad. And I think she's finally broke down. She's going to go on a trip. She says, okay, all right, I think I'll download it and watch it on the plane. I said, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if she watches that and enjoys it, I'm going to stop giving her.
That's a good plan.
For a day or 2. So
it led to some, not issues, but with us, we got into it. And then usually not since COVID hit, but before COVID, Bess would have a week off and she would go visit her family and then come back. And she did that while we were going through Breaking Bad. And it was a thing. It was like, well, we have to watch it together.
Right.
I'm not going, and I'm not going to not watch it.
Right.
So what we did was we texted back and forth what episode we were on, and she was watching it with that.
Yeah.
And by the way, her sister and husband had already watched some of that, but they were fine to just start back over with the episodes that we were on.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
I'm going to start it over. I'm going to start watching it again.
It's fun. Hank is so bad. My view, every time I watch it, my view of Hank gets more and more. I want him to have his own series along with Saul.
Yeah.
But speaking of older shows, which I guess Breaking Bad classifies as
well, it's not currently on, so it's an older show.
Yeah. So we watched the Sopranos movie this past weekend, I think. Yeah. It was because you can stream it at home. So we watched it at home.
I don't have the HBO.
Yeah, we have the HBO Max,
HBO Plus,
as it were.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
So you don't have to, because you were asking, you don't have to have watched The Sopranos, but it makes it really cool. So you see a lot of characters. Younger. Okay. You know, so obviously everybody knows Tony is in there.
Did they? Now I know his Gambino's, or what the hell is his name? Son
Gandolfini.
Yeah, not Gambino. Yeah. James Gandolfini's son plays him. Younger.
Yeah.
Did they cast younger people to play the other parts, or did they de-age him like in Marvel?
No. They didn't de-age him, but they did an exceptional job. It almost takes
bring in the Marvel people, let them de-age it, just like they did Kurt Russell.
It almost takes you out of it. It's
Michael
so good.
Douglas,
like like Janice. You remember Janice from the show?
I've seen 6, maybe 7 episodes.
His sister that was like a stoner. Okay, maybe you didn't, and he was always fighting with her. The younger version of her is a different actress. Looks exactly. It's like, oh my god! Like I know they got James Gandolfini's son to play Tony.
Yeah.
It's like that actress that has to be related to the original actor. And they were all like that.
Yeah.
The only one that wasn't in there, or I didn't see it, a younger version of Paulie Walnuts. But they had Silvio. He's like kind of bald. He's like got a
What about?
Well, you don't know any of the characters.
Now this is a character's
Uncle
name.
Junior is in it. He's just called.
I thought he's called Big.
In The Sopranos, he's Big. In this one, he says, "I'm."
Okay.
And they have a golden. It's a pretty cool part of the movie. They have an opportunity to explain the name, and he totally does it. Like he meets. They have like a sit down. They meet, and is like, and you are. And he's like,
yeah.
And then one of the leader of the group is what's his name? The guy from Wise Guy or Goodfellas, Ray Liotta.
Oh, Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
So Ray Liotta's at the table, and he will not explain his name.
Okay.
And the other guy's sitting there like, what? I just call him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You just call him. It's like they don't explain it at all. But like you see Chris Moltisanti's mom, and she looks a lot like him. I mean, it's eerie how close these. I would love to see it behind the scenes if they actually found these actors that look just like it, or if they did a Marvel. Like, let's add the eyes in, or let's do something because it looks really close.
Right.
But it's really cool, and they did a good job with Tony's mom. You see a younger version of her.
Okay.
Because, in the original series, she was just crazy.
Yeah.
And so she's crazy, but she's younger. You see his dad, who you just heard them talk about in the series. It's the guy from Walking Dead, the cop, the buddy of Rick. In the first couple seasons, that guy,
him.
James Bernthal.
Yeah.
He plays the Punisher.
Yeah.
So, the way he walks with his, he's like snapping around. So he's going full blown mafia. It's a really cool show.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Pretty violent.
Well, I
really
would
violent.
Think so.
Yeah.
I would
really
totally
good.
think so.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Figgy's Fertilizer. That's right, rabbit poop. We here at Irritable Dad Syndrome are up to our belt loops in rabbit pellets. At first we thought, what are we going to do with all this And now we found out we're sitting on a gold mine. Rabbit poop has 4 times the nutrients of cow or horse manure, and it's twice as rich as chicken manure. And the smell, It's packed with nitrogen, phosphates, potassium, minerals, and micronutrients. And if you buy Figgies, you'll know exactly where your fertilizer is coming from. Straight from the butt of Darren's rabbit. So what are you waiting for? Give your garden the extra help it needs to grow strong with Figgy's Fertilizer. Now, back to the show.
Halloween's coming up.
And we're not doing a Halloween
episode.
No,
we're not going to do a Halloween episode. Absolutely not. But this leads me into my Kroger story of the week.
Okay.
It's time now for the Kroger story of the week.
Go into the produce department. And have you noticed that they've stopped selling grapes in the plastic bags that you can reach through and eat?
No.
They're now in the clear plastic boxes with the pop tops. Yeah.
I may actually go back to the grape section now.
Exactly.
I gave up on grapes.
So I bought a ginormous box of grapes. Okay. And on the label, it said Spookylicious.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
I
don't know what Kroger thinks about me, but I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not afraid of grapes. Okay?
Yeah.
How dare they say they're spooky-licious, which means it's scary how good they taste.
How licious they are.
They are very licious.
Okay.
Holy crap. And they're crisp, and you bite into them, and they, it sounds like you're biting into a pickle.
They're the black grapes, right? They're
No. These are the white grapes, but they look green. Yeah.
That's not very spooky.
I know. What's so spooky about grapes?
Yeah. I guess green, it'd be like almost like a diseasey thing.
Yeah, but they call them white grapes.
Do they have the black? They don't have the black grapes?
They do.
Delicious? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Well, they do, but I didn't check that box. So I am not prepared to answer that question because I don't want to give misinformation on this podcast.
The official colors of Halloween are orange and black. I think everybody knows that.
Right.
You can't just make the green grapes.
No, you can't.
I mean, they're zombie-ish, but let's give the black grapes some love.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Make them spooky-licious.
And red. I mean, the red grapes, blood, hello. Come on. Kroger?
Come on.
Up your game.
Yeah, dude.
This has been the Kroger Story of the Week.
Speaking of Halloween, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I made an appearance on a TV show. Well, it's not a TV show, it's a special.
Okay.
And by TV, you can actually use quote marks when you say TV because it's going to be on cable access television. And when I say cable access television, it's going to be on cable access television in Dayton, Ohio. So if you're in the Dayton, Ohio area, this episode of the Halloween Spooktacular, we've missed the 1023 show, but I'm going to put the link on our podcast.
Okay.
And you can watch it online.
Okay.
Or if you're in the greater Miamisburg, Dayton area, you can watch it on October 30th and October 31st.
Okay.
It's the Halloween Spooktacular. Now, I've got a buddy, Mike Soproni. I used to work with him at a TV station in Dayton, and then I worked with him at another TV station here in Cincinnati. I don't know why, but for 12, 13 years in a row, he has asked me to record an intro for this Halloween Spooktacular.
Yeah.
I've never been in the Spooktacular. I've always just recorded the intro, and then you never see me again. So this year, somebody backed out. I don't know why, but I got a part. After 13 years or 14 or however many of introing this damn thing, I finally get to act and be in the Halloween Spooktacular. And my family, they could not be more proud.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So... I have a ton of questions.
It's 3 movies. Is it 3 movies or 4 movies? They run back to back. It's a marathon.
Okay.
And then there's a
story. Are you doing like an MSTK 3000 thing where you talk over them? Or?
We don't talk over the movie. There's a story that happens in between each movie.
And you're part of that story.
I'm part of the story that happens. That ties the whole thing together. Okay. Yeah.
And it's on October 30th as one of the shows. That's the same day as the...
That's the same day that you and I are going to be in Cleveland.
And at a Halloween party.
That's right. No, the 29th we're going to be in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And the 30th we'll be in Cleveland at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And then we'll come back.
And then we're coming back. We're going to a Halloween party here.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a costume for it yet. Do you?
No.
Okay. Are you going to get one?
Well,
I'll go as Mike and you go as me.
So Bess, listen.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Oh boy. Here we go.
See, just your reaction now is annoying.
This is opening a whole storm of Pandora's box.
So Bess listened to episode 59 today. Okay.
Yeah.
She thought it was great.
Yeah.
She said she laughed many times.
Yeah.
I said, "Are you sure it was our podcast that you were listening to?" Yeah. And then
because she talks a lot about that other podcast.
And then she got really solemn and she said, "You need to be nicer to Jason Durbin. She said, "You need to be careful." Mm-hmm. And I remember in the episode, in the episode, you were like, "You have no idea." You're talking about like he was like Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
So I want to know what the hell is going on with Jason Durbin that he's got you and Bess spooked about. I feel like a feud has been created.
I'm not spooked. Yeah. I'm just trying to protect you because this guy has a garage full of tools, all of which can hurt you.
All I was trying to do before was help your son in his business prospects.
Right.
But
here's if you wanted to help my son in his business prospects, you would hire him to pick up poop in your yard.
I don't want to hire him to pick poop.
Right. You're upset because my son doesn't pick up dog poop in Jason Durbin's yard.
Right. But I'm more upset because since I said that, multiple people, you and now Bess, have said you need to watch it with Jason Durbin. And I'm like, what is this? Am I going to wake up and there's going to be a Jason Durbin in the room with a hockey mask and a chainsaw?
A horse head.
Okay.
John Wick's head is going to be in your bed.
So
and then you're going to cry.
This is the last podcast before we go to this Halloween party with Jason Durbin.
Okay.
So I'm going to confront him. I'm going to go in his house.
Okay.
And I'm going to confront him about this thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Not about the poop.
Okay.
About what it is about him that I need to be fearful of.
Okay.
We're going to air out our differences.
Good luck with that.
So, folks, this may be the last time
Jason Durbin can drop you like a bad habit.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. But I'm lovable. I'm cuddly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, he ain't gonna. Well, he might if he's drunk enough.
Okay.
And then you're drunk enough and you start hugging on him.
Is there going to be alcohol at this party?
Are you kidding me? It's called Booze and Booze. BOOSBOOZE.
Okay, so this may be the last episode of the Irritable Dad Syndrome with Mike and Darren. And the next episode may be Irritable Dad Syndrome with Darren.
With Darren and Jason Durbin.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper.
It's time to talk about the song that I was promoting at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
This is a song that I came across in the early 90s, and we used to use this song as a prank.
Okay.
You and I had recorded something about this
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, and we haven't used it yet.
Yeah, it was one of those break glass in case of emergency and use this clip.
Exactly. So this segment is a little thing called Darren's CD collection.
Look like months. We're gonna twist their legs till they crack like eggs. It turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on, it turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on. We're gonna kick, kick, kick. We're gonna chop, chop, chop. We're gonna womp, womp, womp. We're gonna thump, thump, thump. We're gonna chop and womp and thump.
What the f was that?
I used to work at a TV station in Johnson City. The CD is called Ambivalent Youth, and the album is called Straight from the Heart. I worked at the TV station forever, and this CD was sitting on top of the CD player in the audio, in the control room, right?
Yeah.
And so we were doing some local commercial production, and we needed to find some music to add to it. And we were like, what is this? So we put it in. And me and my buddy Don were like, oh my God, this is golden. What is this? Right? Have you ever seen Paul Rudd when he's on Conan O'Brien?
I've seen Paul Rudd and I've seen Conan O'Brien. Okay. I don't know that I've seen him.
Whenever Paul Rudd goes on Conan O'Brien, he will talk about the movie he's in, and then he will show a clip from Mac and Me. This kid in a wheelchair going off the cliff and the alien. And he does it every single time. Yeah. We used to do this with this director at the station. And she would get so mad at us because we need music for a commercial, and we would cue this up and we would go to do it. We're gonna kick, kick, kick. We're gonna stomp, stomp, stomp. She'd get so pissed. So then we'll never do it again. Yeah. So we went a couple of months, right? We gained her trust again. We're doing some commercial production one night.
It turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on. It turns me on, evil, evil.
I was trying to do some research on this.
Yeah.
And there's no record.
It doesn't look like that's the sounds that would come from that picture. We need to put that up on the...
There's no record of this CD on the internet. I tried looking up the songwriter. I tried looking it up by Ambivalent Youth, by Straight from the Heart, whatever. Go ahead and read the lyrics.
To Evil, Evil?
Evil, Evil.
I want to read this.
Yes.
I want to give it its proper... Evil, Evil. We're going to kick their butts till they look like mutts. We're going to twist their legs till they crack like eggs. It turns me on. Evil, evil turns me on. It turns me on. Evil, evil turns me on. We're going to kick, kick, kick. We're going to chop, chop, chop. We're going to wump, wump, wump. We're going to thump, thump, thump. We're going to chop and wump and thump.
It turns me on.
Look like months. We're gonna twist their legs till they crack like eggs. It turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on. It turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on. We're gonna kick, kick, kick. We're gonna chop, chop, chop. We're gonna womp, womp, womp. We're gonna thump, thump, thump. We're gonna chop and womp and thump.
It turns me on.
We're gonna poke their eyes until they're soft as rice. We're going to smash their face. What the hell?
It turns me on.
We're the only bully. We are the only bullies in town. We're the baddest guys you've ever... That didn't sound like guys. That sounded like...
No, it sounds like some little girl singing.
We're the baddest guys you've ever seen. We can beat anybody in town. So you beware. Because we are really mean. We're going to crack their ribs until we see what gives. We're going to break their jaws until they're wrapped in gauze. And then the thing.
It turns me on.
We're going to crush their hearts until they look like warts. We're going to pull their toes until they're on their nose. Publisher John Gregory Company. Copyright 1989. Fong, Fong, and Fong.
Yeah, those are the lyricists. Joyce Fong, Jennifer Fong, Jacqueline Fong. It took 3 people to write that song.
We're gonna crush their hearts until they look like quartz. We're gonna pull their toes until they're on their nose. It turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on, it turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on. We're gonna kick, kick, kick. We're gonna chop, chop, chop. We're gonna whoop, whoop, whoop. We're gonna thump, thump, thump. We're gonna chop and whoop and thump.
It turns me on. But this song,
1989.
can we play a little bit more of it?
Evil, evil. Turns me on, it turns me on, evil, evil.
Wow.
But yeah, our director, she would get so pissed.
It turns me on.
That was disturbing.
Now, is that song stuck in your head?
Okay. So
I told you the song would get stuck inside your head.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
And this is true.
Okay.
I'm not lying. When you mentioned that you wanted to use that in this week's podcast, I got on the internet and I did a few searches. One, how to find a new podcast host as soon as possible. But 2, I did a search for the song. And one of the things that came up was the top 50 most evil songs of all. Yeah, the 50 most evil songs ever.
Where does ABBA fall on the list? Is Dancing Queen on the list?
That's down around in the 30s.
Okay. Is Evil Evil Turns Me On that list?
No.
No. Okay.
It should be.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, I was looking for any, because one of the discussions we had is we got to give credit, and you do give credit in the clip.
Yeah. I mentioned,
but I can find nothing.
There's no evidence that this song ever existed,
which kind of skeeves me out a little bit. Bothers me.
But I'm hoping that if any people who know of the song listen, give me a call.
Let me paint a picture for you. Okay. Nothing about this song exists.
Right.
Okay. Back in the 80s, you remember the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
When computers were like computer games were being born.
Black screens with green font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you wanted a computer, it's like now you go to Best Buy. Actually, now you just stream them off of the internet or whatever.
Right.
Just a year or two ago, you go to Best Buy
TikTok things
or Target, and you would buy the game,
you
and
download the stream, and
Back in the day, you bought computer games at the computer store, and they came in Ziploc bags with like a little floppy, or you would order them out of the back of computer magazines. Okay.
Yeah.
I ordered.
My voice just cracked.
Okay. I'd ordered a game from the back of a computer magazine. Okay. Now think of how nerdy you have to be in the 80s reading a computer magazine.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a very particularly popular one. And there's a game that they ran out of. So what do? They just sent me some other random game that they had that I'd never heard of by a developer that I'd never heard of.
Pac-Man.
It ended up being a pretty cool game.
Donkey Kong.
There's all kinds of stuff
Centipede.
on the internet about that game.
Tron.
There's nothing about Evil Evil. There's tons of documentation, screenshots, everything of this game made by a guy that was mailed to me in a Ziploc bag when I was like 8.
Was it that E.T. game?
No.
That they buried?
I did have that. I have that in there.
You do not.
I do.
No.
I have E.T. on cartridge.
Okay.
I do.
Wow.
I didn't think it was that bad of it. I thought it was a pretty cool game.
They buried it.
I know. There's a lot games that came about from that era than that one. I remember Pac-Man, because Pac-Man was what they said that the Pac-Man game led to the video game crash of '83, because people were so upset about what
the home version of Pac-Man.
Of Pac-Man. Yeah. Because if you play the Atari 2600 one, it doesn't even look like Pac-Man is a circle that eats dots.
Yeah.
And they that up.
Yeah. How can you up a circle?
The sound he made was like Pac-Man is waka waka waka. Pac-Man is like Fozzie Bear after he did a few lines. Waka 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 waka. This was like back 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 back. You know, it was like a hammer hitting a pipe.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. And the map, the maze is completely different. So that was, a lot of people looked at it and said, "Whoa, hold on a second here. Maybe we shouldn't buy every video game that comes out." And true. E.T. came around that same time. Yeah. Same with Indiana Jones. I have Indiana Jones as well.
Yeah.
Could never figure that. Couldn't get past the first 2 or 3 screens.
Yeah.
Thought it sucked. Turns out you needed to be smart to play that game. And I just wasn't the smartest cookie in the
I'm not smart either. I'm not smart either.
So.
Well, gang, this has been episode 61. We are so happy that you sat through it.
Yeah.
Apologies if you have evil. It turns me on running through your head for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, however long it sticks in there.
Yeah, you asked for it.
You're welcome.
Visit us on Patreon. Visit our website, irritabledadsyndrome.com.
Send us some money so that Carol can keep her job and her son, Archie, can get a surgery.
Or not, and let him die, and we'll tell you about it.
You know what? It's on you.
Yeah.
It's on you.
And follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
And the Instagram.
And on Facebook.
Yep. That way you'll learn about new episodes, random pictures.
Exactly.
We are going to see Gojira.
Yes.
And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
October 29th, we'll be at Gojira.
Yeah. And it's
in Cleveland. October 30th, we'll be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
We will be more than happy to meet you, greet you, take autographs.
Yeah. So if you
sign
have
autographs.
Trouble, if you have trouble,
we'll
take your autograph.
We'll take your autograph too. What's your name, Jimmy? Can you sign this for me? Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, just if you happen to be going to the Gojira concert, look for the 2 fat bald guys who look very concerned.
We'll be wearing our Irritable Dad Syndrome t-shirts.
We'll be wearing those. One of us will be saying, "I'm going to the mosh pit," and the other one will be yelling, "No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not." It'll be a hoot.
It will be a big time. So we want to thank you, and we'll see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Is it just me, or is this show getting more and more stupid? Whatever. We'll see you next time.
It was a pretty sweet shield, though.
That's all. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
Yeah.